All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I love and always like to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Shema Yasharala Yahweh, Allahayanawa Yahweh Achad, Hero of Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. All right, man. I got a question from a sister, right? She asked me, um, let me go there real quick and I'll come right back. I want to say it verbatim. Let me see. Okay, so she asked me a question, and she asks me and says, she inboxes me and she goes, "Sex without marriage is considered what in the Bible?" Um, I just want to clarify that real quick, and let us. Where should I go? One thing you got to do when you read the scriptures, you got to understand the testimonies. Whatever was going on in the scriptures, you got to understand it, and you got to take heed and meditate on the scriptures and everything that is happening in the Bible. Let me get this real quick. Okay. So I want to explain to you. I want to get very detailed, and I want to put this. I can't. Well, understand when you inbox me, sometimes things are not easily given. Like people be wanting precepts all the time. I can't always give you a precept. That's not right to you or whoever you get it for. It's best you call for understanding of what needs to be said regarding the question that you have, and it needs to be. I need to understand that you get it before I let you go. So you inboxing me and asking me, what is this considered? Sometimes it's not all that easy to give you a precept and say here. Sometimes I need to precept up and give you an understanding. So I might as well give an understanding of the scriptures on a live. Okay. So sex, marriage without sex is considered what? No, sex without marriage is considered what in the law? Let me paint the picture. This is Genesis chapter 24 and verse. Let me see where I'm going to start at. I'm going to start at 1. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age. And Yahweh had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house that ruled over all that he had, Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and I will make thee swear by the Lord, the power of heaven and the power of earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites amongst whom we dwell. You can reach that in Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1 to 10. But thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac. And the servant said unto him, Peradventure the woman will not be willing to follow me unto this land. Must I needs bring thy son again unto the land where whence thou camest? And Abraham said unto him, Beware thou that thou bring not my son thither again. Don't take him again, just once. Yahweh God, Yahweh, power of heaven, which took me from my father's house and from the land of my kindred, and which spake unto me, and that swear unto me, saying, Unto thy seed will I give this land. He shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence. And if the woman will not be willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be clear from this my oath. Only bring not my son thither again, not here. Okay? So the servant did what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? And he went and he went. You know what I'm saying? And the servant, verse 9, and the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham, his master, and swore to him concerning that matter. And the servant took 10 camels of the camels of his master and departed, for all the goods of his master were in his hand. And he arose, right? And he arose and went to Mesopotamia unto the city of Noor. And he made his camel to kneel down without the city by a well of water at the time of the evening, even the time that the woman go out to draw water. So I'm just getting near. I got to show you what happens. All right, how things turn out. All right, you got to understand how this is a prime example how things is done when it comes to getting a wife. When it comes to the father wanting a wife for his son, this is example because the father finds a wife for his son. The son don't go out and find a wife. These youngsters don't know what they're doing. They don't. These young women don't know what they're doing. They don't need to be finding their own husbands. And these young men don't need to be finding their own wives. I'm going to find my son a wife that is good for him and me. Me and him both will work on it. Okay? All right, here we go. So let's just get back on topic. All right, remember, sex without marriage is what in the law. First, we got to establish what is marriage, how it's done, and the steps of it. Now, Abraham is sending his servant to go get his son a wife in a certain part of the land. All right, if you ain't got a servant, fathers, you're gonna have to do it yourself. All right, and you know, if you got a daughter, you just gotta make sure your daughter's in order. So, a wife is found. Another man probably come over here want a dowry for your daughter, and you guys talk about these things and see what's up and check his daughter out, just like you check the daughter out of another man that your son may find attractive, and you want to talk to the father and everything about a dowry. All right, so check this out. All right. Now, the servant had traveled. He got the camels, and he had kneeled the camels by the well of water. And now we get to this point right here in verse 14. And let it come to pass that the damsel whom I shall say, Let down thy pitcher, I pray thee, that I may drink. And she shall say, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac. And thereby shall I know that thou hast shewed kindness unto my master. So you got to understand what happened when he took the camels and set it by there, what happened from there, right? Watch this. I'm going to go to verse 12. And he said, O Lord, O Yahweh, power of my master Abraham, I pray thee, send me good speed this day and shew kindness unto my master Abraham. Behold, I stand here by the well of water. So he's talking to the Most High. But he's a servant. He's speaking for Abraham, or one of our forefathers, right? He said, Let it come to pass that the damsel to whom I shall say, Let down thy pitcher, I pray thee, that I may drink. And she shall say, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac. And thereby shall I know that thou hast shewed kindness unto my master. And it came to pass, before he had done speaking, that I behold, right? Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Maachah, the wife of Noor, Abraham's brother. And there's a lot of things y'all got to understand about this. All right. With her pitcher upon her shoulder. Right. So that means if that's Abraham's brother, That's Abraham's niece. A lot of y'all are just wicked. Y'all don't understand the scriptures. All right. And the damsel was very fair. She was beautiful to look upon, a virgin. Neither had any man known her. She was a virgin, right? She was a young woman. And we're going to prove that virgin right here when I go up a little bit more. And back into Deuteronomy, I'm going to show you that a virgin is a young woman, but a damsel is an actual virgin, but you would say what today. All right? Neither had a man known her, and she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up. And that shows you right there, a woman was always supposed to be a virgin. I mean, a damsel, a woman men have never known. Not a lot of experience and everything else. Her husband molded her to what he wanted her to be, how he wanted her to be, how he wanted her to be for him. She's not stupid. She's not silly and young. No. She's shamefaced and she's in order the way her father taught her. Because she goes from her father to her husband. Right? So this is how things go. And I'm going to just stay in line with me and follow me real here. Follow me real quick. Verse 16. And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin. Neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up. And the servant ran to meet her and said, Let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher. And she said, Drink, my lord. And she hasted and let down her pitcher upon her hand and gave him drink. And when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw water for thy camels also. Remember what he said up there in verse 12. And let down thy pitcher, right, upon her hand and give him drink. And when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw water for thy camels also, until they have done drinking. And she hasted and emptied her pitcher into the trough, right, and ran again unto the well to draw water, and drew for all his camels. She was willing. Her hands are willing to do work, like you read in the book of Proverbs, right? Proverbs 31. A Proverbs woman, a powerful woman. She worked well with her hands and willingly, right? And the man wondering at her, so hold on. Verse 20, and she hasted and emptied her pitcher into the trough and ran again unto the well to draw water, and she drew for all his camels. And the man wondering at her held his peace, to wit, whether Yahweh had made his journey prosperous or not. And he's like, dang, that was quick. That's what he was thinking. That happened quick. Boy, Yahweh, that's God's speed, man. And it came to pass as the camels had done drinking. Right? Because remember in verse 12, he was like, hey, let this happen. If that's supposed to be the woman, this happened. That means the Most High wanted that to happen. That young woman, that's his kindred, to marry him. Because that's how Yahweh done things. A beautiful thing. Right here, this stuff right here is, if you go to Leviticus 18, that's the close to kin. That's how you find out who is illegal to the Most High to marry and not to marry. Beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing. All right, verse 21. And the man wondering at her hid his peace. Right, he didn't want to say nothing about what he said. To wit, whether Yahweh had made his journey prosperous or not. And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden earring of half a shekel weight, of 2 bracelets for her hands, and 10 shekels weight of gold, and said, Whose daughter art thou? Whose daughter art thou? Who's your father? Right? Thou tell me, I pray thee. Pray thee, is there room in thy father's house for us to lodge in? And she said unto him, I am the daughter of Bethel, the son of Milcah, which shall bear unto Noor. She said, moreover unto him, we have both straw and provender enough and room to lodge in. And the man bowed down his head and worshiped Yahweh. And he said, Blessed be Yahweh, power of my master Abraham, who have not left destitute my master of his mercy and his truth. I being in the way, Yahweh led me to the house of my master's brethren. So instead of saying the Lord, I'm just saying Yahweh led me, okay? And the damsel ran and told them of her mother's house these things. And Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. Y'all remember that? And Laban ran out unto the man, unto the well. And it came to pass when he saw the earring and the bracelet upon his sister's hand, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, Thus speak the man unto me, that he came unto the man, that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well. And he said, Come in, thou blessed of Yahweh. Wherefore standest thou without? For I have prepared the house and room for the camels. Right? So now what's going on? He met the brother Laban. All right. And they also knowing that he's blessed of the Lord because he's running Abraham's house. So they understand that. And the young lady had the earrings on her. So when he saw the earrings and the bracelet on, he was like, "Oh man, somebody's about to wife my sister." You know what I'm saying? He's carried the message of our father Abraham to his brother Noor, right? Because he wants Noor to give his daughter to his nephew, which today we'll call nephews, right? His kindred. All right. Verse 32. And the man came in, and the man came into the house and ungirded his camels and gave straw and provender for the camels and water to wash his feet. And the men's feet that were with him, and there was set meat before him to eat. But he said, I will not eat until I have told my errand. And he said, Speak on. And he said, I am Abraham's servant. And Yahweh hath blessed my master greatly, and he has become great. And he hath given my flocks and herds and silver and gold and men servants and maid servants and camels and asses. And Sarah, my master's wife, bare a son to my master when she was old. And unto him hath he given all that he hath. And my master made me swear, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwell, but thou shalt go unto my father's house, and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son. And I said unto my master, Peradventure the woman will not follow me. And he said unto me, Yahweh, Yahweh, before whom I walk, will send his angel with thee, and prosper thy way. And thou shalt take a wife for my son, of my kindred, and of my father's house. Then shalt thou be clear from this my oath. When thou comest to my kindred, right? When thou comest to my kindred, and if they give not thee one, thou shalt be clear from my oath. So if they don't give you the daughter, you're gonna be clear from the oath. And that's what he's telling them. He's telling them what's happening, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And remember the young ladies listening to this, and her brothers listening to this, and now everybody at the house is listening to this before he ate. All right. Verse 42. And I came this day unto the well and said, O Yahweh, power of my master Abraham, if now thou do prosperous my way, which I go, behold, I stand by the well of the water, and it shall come to pass that when the virgins cometh forth to draw water, and I say to her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water of thy pitcher to drink, and she say to me, Both drink thou, and I will also draw for thy camels, let the same be the woman whom Yahweh hath appointed out for my master's son. Before I had done speaking in my heart, behold, Rebekah came forth with her pitcher in her shoulder. And she went down unto the well and draw water. And I said unto her, Let me drink, I pray thee. And she made haste and let down her pitcher from her shoulder and said, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. So I drank, and she made the camels drink also. And he's telling this, he's like, man, I was just got done talking to Yahweh, and then you popped up. And they think like, man, because back then, hey, everybody was spiritual. They knew about Yahweh. So it automatically touched her. These things like everything is spiritual, man. When a man is wanting a woman and he's seeking a woman, Yahweh put him through test. He puts brothers through tests, and the women that they run upon was meant for him to run upon that woman and entice her and be with her. But he had certain trials to go through with her before he made her his wife. Right now, in these time and days, they go through trials and tribulation. Because if you run into a woman and y'all just really like each other, man, hey man, that's a Yahweh. And the law bring you together, that's a Yahweh right there. That's just a Yahweh. And people will spend all their time trying to pick the people they want, and they love the dude over here that they have a good conversation, but they try to get the dude over here that really ain't looking at you. Hey, it's crazy, man. Hey, what the Most High have joined together, let no man pull asunder. All right, here we go. Verse 47. And I asked her and said, whose daughter art thou? And she said, the daughter of Bethel, Naor's son, whom Milcah bare unto him. And I put the earring upon her face and the bracelet upon her hand. And I bowed down my head and worshiped Yahweh and blessed Yahweh, power of my master, Abraham, which had led me in the right way to take my master's brother daughter unto his son. Leviticus 18, read that. And now, if you will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me, and if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand or to the left. Then Laban and Bethel answered and said, the thing proceedeth from Yahweh. We cannot speak unto thee bad or good. Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go, and let her be thy master's son's wife, as Yahweh hath spoken. And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard their words, he worshipped Yahweh, bowing himself to the earth. And the servant brought forth jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah. He gave her also to her brothers and to her mother's precious things. And they did eat and drink. So now this is how things go. In order. Father wants a wife for his son. Father goes and get a wife for his son. Father wants a good wife for his son. So father goes to his brother's house. I'm like, cool, my niece over here, hey, she'd be a good help me for my son. Especially because they're cousins and everything else, they'd be good together. They already know each other and they grew up with each other. They'd be good together. That's what happened right here. Not brother, like, you know what I'm saying? We are brothers in the eyes of the most, not in the eyes of the most high, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not your brother. I don't have to be born by the same mother and father as you to be your brother, because we're both born by the same mother and father. That's why I'm your brother. But nah, this was his brother that came out of the same loin of his father, probably, or his brother. I gotta find that out. But he said, go to my father's house. So obviously they got the same father. Okay, so that kills it right there. So this is things that's going in order. And this is a beautiful thing right here, man. So it's crazy because today they call it kissing cousins, and they just slander it and make it sound so bad, but it's the best thing in the world, man. Especially if they grew up together. It's a beautiful thing. Can't beat that at all. And but yeah, man. So I'm answering your question right now, sisters. Okay, sex without marriage is considered what in the law? Right now, I'm showing you how things is done first before I get to answering that question, so you can see how it's done in order. Okay, and what you can do, your limitations, and everything else. Okay. All right, verse 54. And they did eat and drink, he and the men that were with him, and tarried all night. And they rose up in the morning, and he said, Send me away unto my master. And her brother and her mother said, Let the damsel abide with us a few days, at the least 10. After that she shall go. And he said unto them, Hinder me not, seeing Yahweh hath prospered my way. Send me away, that I may go to my master. And they said, We will call the damsel and inquire at her mouth. And they called Rebekah and said unto her, Wilt thou go with this man? And she said, I will go. And they sent away Rebekah. That spirit got on her. The Most High put that spirit on her. After she heard that, spirit jumped on her. Boom! She know what's up. And that's what happened to sisters these days. That spirit, y'all meet that brother and that spirit get on you, boom! It's like, that's my out of one right there. You know what I'm saying? And they get that spirit on them. They just fall in love with a brother. Once I put that spirit on, boom! You know what I'm saying? Verse 58. And they called Rebekah and said unto her, Wilt thou go with this man? And she said, I will go. And they sent away Rebekah, their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant and his men. And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, Thou art our sister. Be thou the mother of thousands of millions, and let thy seed possess the gate of those which hate them, which is Obadiah, in the book of Obadiah, Esau. And Rebekah arose, and her damsel, and they rode upon the camels, and followed the men. And the servant took Rebekah and went his way. And Isaac came from the way of the well, La'aroi, for he dwelt in the south country. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide. And he lifted his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel. For she had said unto the servant, What man is this that walketh in the field to meet us? And the servant had said, It is my master. Therefore she took a veil and covered herself. And the servant told Isaac all the things that he had done. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent. And he took Rebekah, and she became his wife. And he loved her. And Isaac was confronted after his mother's death. So, what happened before sex? It was an arrangement and an agreement. They understood who Abraham was, so they knew that she was going to be taken care of. Rebekah knew that she was going to be taken care of. It was an agreement. They also told her to be the best wife ever. That was agreement. They knew that. And then when he got there, the servant told Isaac everything that happened. He told him that they told Sarah to be the best wife she can ever be. And that's what every woman should be, the best wife you can, and don't get out of that spirit for nothing. Stay being the best wife you can ever. Whatever your husband tell you to do, you do it. And understand that the Most High gonna bless us because you did what you was told to do. Okay? So that's how it happens. That's how you get married. Verse 67, and Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and he took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her, and Isaac was confronted after his mother's death. He took her, went inside the apartment, did they thing. That's how it happened. Best example right here. Now let's get into some more things. Excuse me. Let's go to Deuteronomy 22 real quick. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, and verse 13. Now, in the scriptures, when a woman is loosed from her husband, And she out like women like these days, it's kind of hard to categorize things. It's kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? Because let me see, I got my notes here. See, in the Bible, this is a crazy situation because some women had already had babies with a man that wasn't her husband for life, right? That's not a that's not a good category in the Bible because now she's not with her husband no more. She was supposed to be with him for life. You know what I mean? See, your daughter's father is alive. Your son's father is alive. So they should be with him. It's a different situation because once the woman leaves, the kids go with him. You know what I mean? So most of our women today are modern women and they have made choices and it's damaged them, right? There are these women in the Bible, young women, right? You got the young woman defiled, right? That is the man that took her. See, the young woman defiled is the man that took her virginity, had to marry her with her father's permission, right? Young woman pure, married with the father's permission and formal agreement. That was Sarah, a young woman pure. But the young woman defiled. Let me see. Yeah, young woman pure is married with the father's permission and formal agreement, right? Um, no, I'm sorry, my notes is all mixed up. Young woman defiled. The man that took her virginity had to marry her with their father's permission, but now she's not married anymore. That young woman's defiled now, right? Then you got young woman pure, married with uh, married with father's permission and formal agreement. That's a pure woman. Older woman defiled is an adulteress. Older woman pure, older virgin, engaged, promised in marriage. Any breach was considered adultery. So when you were in courtship with a man, you're automatically his fiance. So you're basically married. That's how the Most High sees it. You're married. All right. So engaged or betrothed, promised in marriage. Any breach was considered adultery. Married, any breach was adultery. All right. Widowed, husband was dead. Whore, had sex with a man, had sex with men, or man with no marriage. So, sister, when you said sex without marriage is what in the law? Whoredom. That's what it is. Whoredom. She will be considered a whore in the Most High's eyes. So, best thing for any woman like that to do is repent. But let me give you some more information. Okay, so it's Deuteronomy 22 and verse 13. If a man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her, and give occasion of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. See? Maid, I said damsel, but it's a maid. Maid is actual a virgin, what we call a virgin today, but it's actually a maid, not a M-A-I-D. This is M-A-Y-D. A maid. He didn't find her a maid, a virgin. All right, watch this. 14. And give occasion of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her. That's evil name when you say a woman ain't no virgin no more. That was considered an evil name. Bro, she ain't no virgin. That's an evil name. Now women just don't know man want no woman with no experience. Yes, we do. All right. And say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, when he came to her, I mean you know what I'm saying? I came to her, I found her not a maid. Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity. Now, a damsel, I was right. Damsel's virginity. The damsel, the token of the damsel's youth. All right, because she was her she was a maid, but now she's a virgin. She was a maid always. She's not going to be a maid no more, but that's of her youth. He got her in her youth. All right. Tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hated her. When he brought that name upon her, that said that he hated her. Right? And lo, he hath given occasion of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. It's the blood that's in the cloth and the dowry that's in there. And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him, and they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel. And she shall be his wife, he may not put her away all his days. You see that? That's a bad thing to be without your husband. You don't want that. These are examples. From Genesis 24, 1 to 67. Now we're in Deuteronomy 22, starting at verse 13. And giving clear examples of how things are supposed to go. Right? Verse 19. And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel. And she shall be his wife, he may not put her away all his days. But if this thing be true, and the tokens of virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of the city of her city shall stone her with stones, that she die, because she hath wrought folly in Israel. She wasn't a virgin no more, and she told the men that she was a virgin. And back in the day, females always say, "I am a virgin," and be lying about it. This was supposed to happen to females that lie about being a virgin, right? So you can see how things are turning out for a woman having sex before marriage. How things turn out in the law. What is she considered? And we're not done. I'm about to keep on going. We're not done. All right. Because she hath wrought folly in Israel to play the whore in her father's house. She's considered a whore. So shalt thou put evil away from among you. If a man be found lying, not even going to something else. If a man be found lying with a woman married to an husband, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lie with her, that lie with the woman, and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel. Now, today, you got to understand the Most High marriage is forever. I mean, you got in here bill of divorcement, but it was from the beginning. It was never so. Most High don't like divorce. He don't do it, and a lot of people ain't getting married properly. You know what I mean? So if you was getting that precept for a friend that wanted to know, and is if somebody has sex before marriage, in the law, what is that considered a whore? You don't want to be a whore in the Most High's eyes. But are you actually really divorced from your husband that you was with before? Did you put him away or did he put you away? Which one? That stuff need to find out before a woman going out trying to have sex with somebody, and she just needs to sit there and close her legs, put a chastity belt on, something. All right. Verse 23. If the damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband, now this is engaged. If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband, and a man find her in the city and lie with her, then ye shall bring them both unto the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones that they die. The damsel, because she cried not. She didn't say that this man took the cookies. She didn't say nothing. Just like they said over here, if let me see. In verse 20, but if this thing be true, and the tokens of virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house and stone her with stones. He spent the money. And she was lying. But I think if she didn't, I think if the father didn't spend a daggone token, we'll find that out, she probably would have been alive. But she wouldn't, because why? She was betrothed anyways. So she had to die. See? 24, to finish off with that. Because she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife. So thou shalt put away evil from among you. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, like, you in Vegas, and if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, this is rape. Then the man only that lie with her shall die. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried. The other time she didn't cry, but now she cried. She said something, and there was none to save her. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, remember, a virgin that is a young woman, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found. So she can be in her father's house and they lie with her. Right? Watch this. Then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel father 50 shekels of silver. Now that's his wife. And she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days. A man shall not take his father's wife, nor discover his father's skirt. So yeah, so she up on her father's house, and we chilling, and I just saying, knock it out the box. She my wife now. I got to give the father 50 shekels. She's a young woman, a virgin, and everything too. Yeah. So let me go over here real quick to the book of Numbers. Let me go over here real quick. Just to give you my last example. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 30. I'm going to start at 3. No, start at 3. Yeah, I'm starting at 3. If a woman also vow a vow unto the Lord, and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth. So a woman is under the rulership of her father while she is young, because she goes from her father to her husband, like I showed you in Deuteronomy. Like I showed you in the book of Genesis 24 and 67, Abraham sending his servant to get his son Isaac a wife, went to the father and the brother in them. That was the brother mostly right there, showing you if the father's not there, the brother is there, and the brother's going to have to give her away. And Deuteronomy showing you that the father gave her away. All right? But this showing you ultimately when the father's there, she's up under her father's rulership. But if the brother's there, she's up under her brother and the rulership in head. She's listening to them, because the Most High deals with the men, not the women. The women have to fall in order. So all these women out here thinking that they're doing things right, the law says you must be up under either your father or your brother, not yourself. I'm just going with the law saying. You show me different. All right? So now, verse 4, and her father hear her vow, and her bond wherewith she hath bond her soul, and her father shall hold his peace at her, meaning he heard her making all these oaths and stuff, and he didn't say nothing. And her father shall hold his peace at her, that all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she hath bond her soul shall stand. That means she has to do it now. Her father didn't say no. But if her father disallow her in the day that he heareth, as soon as she says something about it, he says something, not any of her vows or of her bond wherewith she hath bond her soul shall stand, and Yahweh shall forgive her, because her father disallowed her. And when her father be like, nah, you ain't doing that, hey, sister, you can't do nothing. If your father said you can't do nothing, you can't do nothing. Right? Verse 6. And if she had at all an husband when she vowed, or uttered out of her lips, or if she bond her soul, and her husband heard it, and held his peace at her in the day that he heard it, then her vow shall stand, and her bonds wherewith she hath bond her soul shall stand. But if her husband disallow her on the day that he heard it, then he shall make her vow which she vowed, and that which he uttered with her lips, wherewith she had bond her soul, of none effect, and the Lord shall forgive her. So that means if your husband says no, it's no. Leave it alone. Drop it. Don't pout. Don't nothing, because now he has the right to commence domestic discipline upon you, just like your father. Now your husband can, and you got to bow down and submit. That's the thing. Bow down and submit. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's not control. It's cooperation. So I'm not gonna go into that. So a woman that has sex before marriage is a whore. A man that has sex before marriage is a whoremonger. Most High don't like either one of them. For a man to be going around just smashing cheeks all day, and a woman to be going around taking rod all day, it's disgusting. And with that, the water Yahweh, man, for allowing me to feed the sheep tonight. The water for the people that are in here and listening and getting fed with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The Most High put the Spirit on me to give y'all. And all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. And I do it in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai Mashiach. And with that, I say, Shalom.